How concerned are you about that, non-citizens, illegal aliens voting in this election and voter fraud overall?
I'm very concerned. We believe that everybody here legally in America should be able to vote, but we don't want people here illegally voting, and my opponent has actually cast votes to allow illegals to vote. Widespread, Americans want only Americans who are legal to vote. And so we got to work on that. We have attorneys who are working on that as well. And obviously we want to root out all election fraud. I want every Democrat's vote to count. I want every Republican's vote to count, but we don't want any fraudulent ballots to count. And so we're gonna make sure that we reform elections so that we have fair and honest elections. I will accept the results of the election, and I have had a few concerns, but we've done a lot of legwork to prevent any problems. We saw lots of lines in 22. We saw equipment that didn't work. Turning Point Action has been incredible. We were talking the other day about our concerns about what if people get in line and the lines are really long, and we've got people who maybe have health issues or standing in line is difficult. And Turning Point Action went to work and rented a fleet of party buses. This is incredible. You guys should cover this story. They rented a fleet of party buses, and they're monitoring the length of lines at polling locations across Maricopa County, deploying party buses, offering anybody standing in line to jump in that bus, and they will take them to another location where there is no line and where things are working and running properly. So I think we've actually watched as we've helped literally dozens upon dozens upon dozens, probably by now hundreds of voters have taken them up on that when they're standing in line and they realize it's going to be an hour or two, and they can jump on that bus and be quickly whisked over to another polling location where they can get in and out quickly. So I think that's really impressive.
Is there any update on your daughter's attacker?
Yeah, my daughter was assaulted while she was registering voters on the ASU campus by a really hate-filled leftist, a transgender leftist who was filled with hate. And we got some information in the police report. This transgender leftist heard my daughter talking about President Trump and assaulted her right there on the ASU campus. And this is the kind of just insanity that has been unleashed on Republicans for a long time. We saw as President Trump was shot. We saw as there was another attempt on his life in Florida. And there's a lot of hatred coming out toward Republicans. And we love this country. They've called us every name. They called us garbage. My opponent called voters who vote for President Trump the worst people in the world and dumb. And we've been called every name: Nazi, racist, homophobe, xenophobe. We've been called all of it. And we're tired of it. We're patriotic Americans who love our country. And we're not going to take being assaulted anymore. We're not going to take being yelled at and name called. We want to put our heads together, come up with good common sense solutions to get our country back on track. And frankly, even for that leftist who assaulted my daughter, I want his life to be better. I really do. I want things to be more affordable for him. I want things to be more affordable for people who don't vote for me. I want our border to be secure. I want our streets to be safe for the people who do vote for me and those who don't. And we're going to get to that place someday soon.
Excellent. How important is it to be here to watch them vote?
Oh boy. I'm so proud of my kids. They're 20 and 21, and they recognize that right now the future, is the way it is right now, is not going to look very bright for their generation. And they're so excited to be out and be able to vote for President Trump, to cast a ballot for President Trump and for their mom. And they're voting Republican right on down the ticket because they know that their future depends on it. We've already had a pretty good life. They're really, really nervous about their future if we don't get this right. And so I'm really proud of my son. He came down, he was at university, and so he came down last night just so he could vote today, and he's voting in person today. Oh, come here. I love you. All right, you're on TV now, Leah. My son, guys.
Who'd you vote for?